I want to talk about what to expect on your journey to getting ripped, okay? Ripped, I mean, basically what you all think of when you think of being fit, okay? So there's being fit and then there's looking fit, right? And those are two different things, right? You can have great performance, right? And actually be overweight. Conversely, you can be really ripped like me. Well, I'm not even really ripped, but like you can be super lean, you can be shredded, you can be jacked, you can be a pro bodybuilder, right? And you can't even walk up a flight of stairs. So there are two different things, okay? However, when people come to me for training, it's usually because they have the goal in mind to look better. That's what I do. I specialize in helping people, quote unquote, look better, like look more fit, look more ripped. Basically what we're doing is we're preserving lean muscle, right? And taking the fat off. So let's talk about what this process entails. I've been asked sometimes, oh, well, what can I do for my hunger? Stuff like that. I'm tired. That's part of it, okay? So I just want to just come clean and just tell you all what you can expect on your journey to getting shredded, because it is not the same as weight loss. Okay, when you're losing weight, your body's got a lot of excess energy, right? So when you cut back your calories a little bit, you're probably not gonna get extremely hungry because your body has readily available energy that it can take from, aka your fat. However, when you start getting into your lower body fat levels, for women, that's going to be under like 22%. For guys, that's going to be under 15%. You're getting into the fat that you've had since you were a kid, right? So this isn't like excess body fat, right? This is your natural fat, okay? Your body does not want to let that go. That's like its security blanket, okay? It wants to keep that fat. And so for you to take that fat off, you really have to go the extra mile. What this means is cutting back your carbs a few days of the week, right? I'm a big believer in carb cycling. I don't like to cut people's carbs all the way, yada, yada, yada. I find that works a lot better because it prevents plateaus. However, you still have to do it, okay? Then you have to maintain a high protein diet. And I get it, that's not fun. Protein is not one of those things that's like exactly super enjoyable to eat. But again, if you want to be ripped, you have to do it, because one of the key things that we're doing is preserving muscle tissue so that we keep your metabolism high. Because the second you start to shave off muscle tissue, right, eating a low protein diet, even if it's low calorie, right, you start burning that muscle, and muscle is what burns fat, okay? Muscle keeps that metabolic rate high, and it also is going to give you that fit look. If you don't have muscle, you'll just be skinny. You're going to have that skinny fat look, and we don't want that, okay? We want you to look fit. Like we want you to have abs, right? And actual muscles. Like we don't want you to just be a stick, okay? I know that's not your goal for yourself either. It's not why you're lifting weights 4 to 6 times a week, okay? Now, here's the big thing. You're going to be in a calorie deficit. You're going to be in a carb deficit. Your body does not have a lot of energy to take from. So you're not going to feel good. You're not going to have energy. You know, we've all seen these people, they get into a workout program and a diet, and the first 3 weeks they say, oh yeah, I got so much gas in the tank now. I'm like, man, what diet are you on? Or, you know, like, what do you got going on? And of course, 6 weeks later, they haven't lost weight. That's because when you are leaning out, that is not an energy sparing process. You are literally trying to waste energy, okay? To make your body take what little fat it has left and burn that for fuel. That is the whole goal. It's like you're trying to get into that reserve tank, okay? So you really have to like push your body to get there, because it doesn't want to, and it's gonna suck getting to that point, okay? Now, somebody asked me about being hungry. You're gonna be very hungry, okay? You're gonna be hungry all the time. I remember prepping for shows, right? I could not sleep because I was so hungry. Once I got under 5% body fat, life was literally miserable every second of the day. And I'm not recommending that you go there because really, like, I mean, unless you're stepping on stage, being that lean is pointless and you're going to be so miserable, it's just not worth it. Okay. But if you're trying to get to 8 to 6% body fat, you're still going to be hungry sometimes. Okay. And that hunger is a good sign. That means what you're doing is working. It means your metabolism is still fast. Like, the second that you start not being hungry, right, is when your body is at that set point. Okay, there's like a homeostasis now between your calories in, calories out. Like, it's not wanting extra food. Okay, we don't want that. Okay, we do not want that. The only time on your diet that you should not really be hungry is right after meals. Okay, like right after meals, like 30 minutes to an hour after a meal, you should really start getting hungry again. You know, that's a sign that your body's working very quickly and efficiently to process food, and that it's really starting to have to dig into your fat stores to get you lean. Okay, you're also going to have to do cardio. You know, just you're going to have to create more deficit. I know a lot of people, they sit at work. I don't really do that much cardio, but I do HVAC. So basically my whole job is cardio and lifting. Okay, that's super draining. It makes dieting extremely hard, but I still do it. Okay, and that's just what you are going to have to accept, is that no matter how crappy your day, you know, what you did at work that day, you still have to stick to your diet, because it's going to be the food that matters. You know, if you go eat extra, you know, oh, I worked hard at work, I picked up a refrigerator and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. Like, you can't screw up like that when you're trying to get shredded. Okay. And yes, I'm going to call that screwing up, because that's what it is. You know, you're breaking your plan, you're deviating from your goals, and it's going to hold you back from getting those goals accomplished. Okay, so just to reiterate, if your goal is to be shredded, okay, get out of your head that that's easy. All right, I know that all these fitness influencers have been hyping everybody up, like, oh, it doesn't have to be hard. Yeah, look at me. I just work out all day long. I don't have a job. Maybe I play on OnlyFans. You know, I know they pumped everybody up to believe that fitness isn't hard, that being ripped isn't hard, but that's all BS and lies, y'all. When it comes down to it, for the average person with average hormones, an average lifestyle, without super awesome genetics, it's going to take a lot of work, dedication, and most of all, suffering. Yeah, I said the S word, suffering. It is not fun. There is no instant gratification in this process. It takes a long time. It's day in, day out of basically controlled starvation, right? But if you want to be shredded, it is definitely doable, as long as you will put the work in and stick with it when, one, things get hard, and two, you don't see results every week, because sometimes your body's going to fight back. And that's just how it is. And, you know, that's another reason why I try and update everybody's stuff every week, because my goal is to beat the plateaus before they become a plateau. Okay, and that's why I modify nutrition, why I modify training, cardio, all of that every week when people check in, is to help them avoid these plateaus, right? And keep getting results consistently week after week. But sometimes even then, you know, their body fights. And that's just how it is. And it's just something that you're going to have to accept and live with and deal with day in and day out as you're training to be shredded. And some days you're going to have to deal with holding some extra water, and that's going to screw with your head. You're like, oh, I went backwards, but that's all part of it, y'all. You just have to keep pushing every single day, right? And just remember that it's all part of the process, and eventually you're going to have your goal of being shredded if you just are diligent and dedicated and stick with it every day, and don't give up. That's it, y'all. Don't give up even when it gets hard. All right, thanks.